What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today, just doing a quick farm video. Oh, hey there, Chloe. Well, just kind of showing off, not really showing off, I guess. Okay, showing off. Just showing off what we've got going on here since the last one. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these videos about that. Gracie, don't you give me any static. Alright, so it has been a very long time since I've done one of these videos, and I kind of just want to show you guys all the really cool things that have happened to us. Either Petunia. So, as you can see, we got ourselves a lot more birds now than that one single duck video I have. In fact, if you look over here, here are the apple yard ducks right now. There's a man duck, as we call him, and his group of gals, I guess. Anyway, so they're full size and they are very messy, and they are also laying right now. So we're trying to get, we got several different breeds of ducks right now. There's one of our Australorps. Anyway, got quite a few ducks right now, and the goat wants to eat my pants. No. Anyway, so we got them separated out so we don't get any half breeds. That is a new goat, and we just got her a couple of weeks ago. And frankly, I don't remember if they... Chloe, get off my pants! I don't remember if we named her or not. Anyway. So, anyway, you'll see that we got a ton of little baby chickens running around, as well as a lot of big ones. These are special chickens, and as in they're Icelandic chickens, and they have maybe 5,000 birds left in existence, so they're extremely rare, and they're extremely pretty. That gray one there, got a gray one, and there's a brown one back there that just went back there. Alright, so in here, got a couple more ducks and a couple of chickens in there. Why are there chickens in there? Anyway, so we got Indian runner ducks in here. They are, they're about the same age as the apple yard, so they're about a year and a half old, somewhere in there. And we got a baby Indian runner right there. Actually, that's probably a she. The head's not a start. She hatched probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago, so she's getting pretty big. Over here we got ourselves Muscovy ducks. These guys, they do pretty good staying by themselves, so we don't put them into a pen when we're trying to hatch them. They, in fact, we can't find where their nests are, but they just hatch babies out, and we're like, oh, okay, we got more Muscovies. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. And apparently Chloe wants a little bit more loving. She is a Nigerian dwarf goat, as well as this one over here. As I said, I don't exactly remember her name. I'm pretty sure she does have a name. All I know is it's a she. What are you doing? Showing off there, Chloe? Anyway, so moving on, got a couple more chickens. Those, I think, are Cornish crosses. They could be the leghorns. I don't know. They look the same. And then this is another Muscovy duck. This is I want to say it's a splash, I believe is what they're called. And you know what? Those two might be leghorns. Yeah, those are leghorns, I believe. Alright, back over here. Let's see here. Let's zoom out. No, go back out. Alright, back over here, we have a couple of silky chickens. You see there's a black one. We got two black ones, a black rooster there, right over there, and a black rooster, black hen, and then a white hen in the back there. And all these other chickens around here, those are all Icelandic chickens as well. We've had these for about 7-8 months now. They're getting pretty big. Actually, I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. It's probably closer to 5 or 6 months. Now, the thing special, the Icelandic is extremely loud, actually, believe it or not. Not the Icelandic, the silky. Anyway, the Icelandics have 4 different bloodlines in the United States that have been imported over. There's another one of our Muscovy ducks. So they're very, like I said, they're very special birds. a couple of our chicken houses. And that used to be a turkey house. Now we just open it up and use it for whatever, you know, wants to go in there, put feed and stuff in there. We mostly use that one for like if separating out ducks. We got a couple of khaki Campbell ducks. I think we got a male and 2 females, and we put them in there. And if you look right in between those houses, or that dog glue in the box, you see 2 Royal Palm turkeys. They're pretty young. We just picked those up a couple weeks ago, and you know, so far they've been very nice little birds. They just kind of, you know, turkeys are just funny. Honestly, I really like the turkeys. All right, over here we got, yes, I know you're not very happy I'm coming near you. All right, so these 4 right here, or these 3 right here, are American buff geese. And then the white goose, we're pretty sure is a Chinese goose. At least one of the breeds that come from China. Anyway, if you look down there, got a couple of goslings that just hatched. We got 3 of them so far. They just hatched, and they're just hanging out outside with with their mamas today. So they just hatched. I want to say, oh yeah, there's 4 of them now. Oh, there were 3 the other day. Guess there's another one hatched. Anyway, they came out and hatched a couple of days ago, and so you know, they're out walking around. So over here you can see we got a single mallard male. He's got a mate. These ducks we picked up, and we decided we were going to try to raise them and try to release them, or not release them. We were raising for the state or something. So we got you have to have a license to raise them. And yes, you're both very loud. Anyway, so he's got a mate. She's on a nest hidden somewhere. We're not exactly sure where she went. She comes out, eats, drinks, and then goes back to her nest wherever it's hidden. Anyway, so we got him and his mate. They're actually the cousins of the Appleyards. The Appleyards are descended from the mallard ducks. And if you look at them, they look very similar. They're just way bigger. And there is a breed of mallard you can own called a domestic mallard, and they're a lot bigger. They're also called jumbo mallards. They're a lot bigger than wild mallards, and you know, they're a lot easier to get a hold of. Jeez, I swear, I come out here and make a video, and all the roosters start going crazy. Anyway, there's another turkey. That's a bourbon red turkey, or yeah, bourbon red, and his name's actually Bourbon Bob. So Bourbon Bob here likes to pick on, or not really pick on, but he likes to mess with Don Turk over there. He's a broad-breasted bronze, and they like to go along the fence all puffed up and just stare at each other. They'll just go up and down the fence staring at each other. So we originally had them together, but they kind of started you know, beating up on each other, so we separated them out. So it's one of our Icelandics. This here's Cornelius. He's a Welsummer rooster, and we got 5 different Welsummers. We got him and then 4 females, I believe. We may have more, we may have less. There's another Icelandic. He's a very pretty one. I think he's an Oosterfer bloodline. There's, if I remember right, there's Oosterfers. You have Oosterfers, Bells, and then 2 more. I don't remember the other 2. We got 3 of the 4. No, we got 5. We got 4 bloodlines. There's one of our bourbon red hens. She's on a nest in there. And then I believe we have a. Where's one of our... in total, we've got 6 geese. We've got 4 American buff geese. We've got a Chinese goose and an African goose. Or at least as far as we can tell. There he is. That's our African goose, JJ. Very, very loud bird. And JJ. Very loud bird, and he thinks he's a duck, so he hangs out with the Indian runners. We actually had to separate him out from them because he try to mate with one of the ducks. He's not exactly the brightest bird in the in our flock. He's actually kind of stupid. Anyway, but he's a great bird. He you know, he sticks with those Indian runners when we have them out in the field here, or in the pasture. We even let, if you look out in the pasture there, we do let them go out there every once in a while, especially when it's late summer, and keep in. We don't really do it out in the spring and early summer months because we're afraid we'll lose the younger birds, and we don't want to lose them out there because we'll never see them again. So we keep them in this area for the most part. This is a good wide area for them, and when the grass starts to stay short, then we start going and letting them out into the pasture a little bit. So they get a lot of exercise. They like to, you know, like to run around. Now this Bourbon Bob here, I'll say this, when we got him, he was crazier than an old bat. I mean, I swear. I didn't realize this because the only turkeys we had before him were these broad-breasted bronze over here. And if you actually look way back there, there's actually the broad-breasted bronze hen we have. Anyway, I didn't know that but because of this, but apparently the Bourbon Reds can fly. And we went to a guy down in Perryson or something like that, Perryson, Texas, it starts with a P. It's not Paris. It's I think it was like Pearson or something. It was a weird name. Anyway, went down to this guy, called him up. We saw his ad on Craigslist, and he's like, "Hey, you'll have those turkeys of yours." And the guy started laughing on the other end, and we're like, "Huh?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we've got turkeys." So we load up the truck, go in and start going to Pearson, wherever, Texas. And there he is. And we get out there, and it's about 50 miles from us. And we get out there and stop by and knock on the door of this guy's house. And you know, this is an old farmhouse, just nothing major. And we knock on the door. He answers, and we tell him, you know, we're here for the turkeys. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna lead y'all back there. You guys can choose whichever ones you guys want. We're trying to get rid of as many as we can." We're like, okay. So we get out there, and he has to have about 100 turkeys, all bourbon red turkeys, and they just sit there gobbling it up, making a lot of racket. We get out there, and we start trying to catch them, and this guy, we had our eyes on him. This guy decides he's going to fly over the... Oh, you geese, go away. You go. He's going to jump over the fence, and it's like a 12-foot fence. And he jumps and he flies right over that, about 50 feet. And it took us forever to catch this guy. Finally got him cornered. It took 3 of us to get him, and we actually had to clip his wings and make sure he doesn't fly off. So him and his hens over there, and the one in the crate, all have their wings clipped because they can fly, and even with their wings clipped, they still jump extremely high. So when we first got them, you know, they're not so bad now, but when we first got them, they were wild as all get out. And I mean, it was a yeah, we're in the middle of dismantling this was an old coop. We're in the middle of I can't speak. We were in the middle of dismantling. Anyway, but yeah, so these guys were nuts. They hadn't had a lot of, you know, human, you know, contact. I mean, other than being fed, and so they really, you know, fed and watered. So other than that, they really didn't have a lot of human contact, and so we put them into that pen that we have the Indian runner ducks in, and let them sit in there for about a month, and they calmed themselves down. And our little goat over there sitting there on top of a crate. So But so far they've been good birds. Other than trying to take on Dawn Turk over there, you know, they've been pretty good. And see if we can. You can see the little babies just on the other side of their mamas. Apparently, mama doesn't want me getting a good look of them. Anyway, they're not. The good thing about the buffs is they're really not mean. They're all bark and no bite. So you know, they hiss, and that's about it for us. I mean, they don't mess with us. I think they know that they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them, or else we might have a Christmas goose. So, you know, that's always good. Now that Silky there, that Silky rooster that just walked by, that guy, I mean, man, you touch his girls, and you know he's out of he's gonna get you. Watched one of our Icelandic chickens trying to mount one of his girls, and he just appeared out of nowhere, tackled him to the ground. You wouldn't think Silkies are that, you know, aggressive, but apparently they are. And Cornelius here, he's probably our oldest chicken. We've had him since pretty much the get-go, and you know, he's been a good rooster. He protects his girls, and in fact, we had a rooster that we called Loveless. We actually sold him a while back to some guy, and Cornelius would act just like that Silky rooster. Loveless would start trying to mount a hen, and he would come out of nowhere like a red missile and just knock knock the crap out of that rooster. And he wouldn't let him touch any of his girls. So, you know, they're very protective. So, just got a couple more things to show. We got ourselves over here. We've got in between our shed here and our Connex, we've got a couple of rabbit hutches. So we got Californian rabbits. We've got, here's one of our males. Or yeah, here's a male of ours. He's actually our only male Californian. He is, I want to say, about a year old or so. And he's very skittish. He doesn't like being around people, especially cameras. Don't know what his deal is with cameras. Anyway, this is Buddy. He is a mixed breed rabbit that we bought from someone. He's kind of more of a family pet. Keep him outdoors. But he's a very nice little rabbit. He's very used to us. He's used to people, so he's not very skittish. And then in here we have our two females. They are fat rabbits. That's about all I can say. Extremely fat rabbits. Let's see if I can zoom it. Not zoom. Maybe if there we go. Anyway, they are very fat, and they're very calm, at least calmer than the other Californian. But you know, they don't, as long as they see you, they don't really like being touched, but they'll tolerate it a lot better than the male rabbit over there. In fact, this one, she's the braver of the bunch, and she'll kind of stay out. Come on, focus. She'll kind of stay out and watch you a little bit. But they got some of the weirdest eyes, I tell you. So, say hi, buddy. I mean, they're the Californians. They got red eyes, and they just bug out at you if you look at them from the side. They just kind of bug out. It's really funny. All right, on this side of the fence, we have most of our bigger chickens. Mostly, not by choice, but mostly because they pretty much jumped over the fence. Come on, there it goes. Anyway, so the ones with the mostly brown here, with the one right there, she and her friend over next to her on the left there are well summer hens. We got another well summer hen in between those two Icelandics over there. She's walking off. And then we've got ourselves a couple Seabrights. We got a golden Seabright, and that's a Wyandotte. She's been mounted recently, so she's, because you can tell why all the feathers missing. And so there's the gold, and then we got ourselves a silver Seabright right there. And they're very small birds. and they don't do anything. You know, their eggs are small. There's meat. They have very little meat. They're just pretty birds, and that's about it. Now over here, this guy over here, he's an interesting story. This is Frou-Frou Ruru. He is an Icelandic he's a leghorn silky mix. Very pretty rooster, and he's got, you know, a lot of the silky traits. He's got 6 toes, or 5 toes, I don't remember, it's 5 or 6 toes. Anyway, he's got the silky feet, he's got the silky wings and the silky feathers, but he's the size of a leghorn, and he's got a leghorn comb. So he's a very cool rooster. We picked him up from Craigslist. And then finally, last but not least, we've got ourselves our quail. Now these guys have to be in a separate room. Right there. And they are very skittish. They don't like people at all. Anyway, these are bobwhite quail, and every day we pull out eggs from these guys and hatch them. And so far we've got, I believe, 8 pairs, and then we got a bunch of chicks as well in the house, so in the incubator. Anyway, I hope you guys, I just, you know, kind of showing you guys what we've been doing. We haven't, you know, I haven't given up on the farm stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun to me. Just kind of want to show you guys what's been going on, and I'll see you all next time.